now they have coffee in hand, we can do more things. I made it. It looks like while I was gone, the copper got even more depressed. Which is a thing that does stuff. I think it also occurs to me that I could to bolster copper. I could just add Mark II mining drills to the mix. They don't need anything too bad. In saying that, they do actually need something that is too bad. I might also take the time to go over some good old Hong 3. Go over some of the builds for Factorio Extended. I also like that this thing has a ton of slots in it now. Although in saying that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20. I think it's got 2 more than what it used to have. Hong 3 is your favourite one? It's great. I mean, the idea was to have something like Zelly's works just as well. We just need to get a Honk 4 going. Oh yeah, we also need the Kiwi bird as well. I mean, just copy it. I could do that. I could also ask FG squared nicely for her honk. Ask her very nicely. I wonder if how that would go. Fading that left to right. Let's just do some dumb things to it and see what happens. Now, okay, now I'm gonna have to go ask. I'm gonna have to ask for it. It's probably gonna end. It's probably gonna end badly, but it's still gonna be funny. All right, make 50 of them. Banana eating ASMR, eh? Oh, why not? More faster, all the things. All the time. Went from 18 to 20. Personally, don't like the change, but it's destroy the nice internal layout that causes combiners in the end. Yeah. I was just thinking about it because it was 18 before and then it went to 20. But yeah, like these were all aligned to the sixes before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then yep, now it's all in a row. All that consistency's gone now, but who cares? It came out of nowhere. Apparently. Our labs did get all pumped up. Overall, the changes is nice. Made any of them? No. I mean, completely random message? Sure. Roll with it. Oh yeah, we're doing the reach around on the brick. Slow way. Doing the slow insert on brick. We can fix that by throwing more inserters at the problem. Like that. It also occurred to me as well. Stuck on SimCity 4 lately? Damn. Good old classic, good old SimCity 4. I have SimCity 4. I tried to give it a go, but never got into it. Yeah, it also occurred to me, that... You know how I have stone and stone brick combined? I could have just run the belt along here with the stone and the stone brick, and then run the steel behind it. Like that. And then put these down here, and then it would have satisfied everything nicely. That would have been smart, though. Instead, I did this dumb thing here where I filter them out and do stuff and junk. And, you know, and this could have just been a straight belt as well, and... Yeah. Would have been smart. Could have done it the smart way, but I didn't. do it, I think. Or would you say that'll do it, I think? Yeah. Smart is boring. It is. Yeah. See? I got some chemical plants for my trouble. Got an auto refinery or two. Good Morgan's laser. I had to think about that for way too much. Chemical plant Mark II. Chemical plant Mark II needs speed modules. It's going to be very strained on speed modules. I mean, I did throw some of these at it, but they're just such a slow craft that it's going to take a bit. Need a lot of speed modules. Need a lot of speed modules for Factorio Extended. Do that. Yeah, even then, it does not really helping because see, this is still just waiting on speed ones. It just needs more fastering. Build more? Always build more. Yeah, like I'll probably end up with like 4 of these eventually. Problem with building more is that there is a limit, like supply is finite. So building more doesn't necessarily mean I'll actually get more. Oh look, we're in the money on the shiny rocks. It's happened. Just like that. In between me getting coffee, last time I looked, just before getting coffee, and now coming back with coffee, the whole thing's just taken off. Which is nice of it. Like there's only so much circuit production available, which in turn is only so much smelting production available. So that limits how much you can pull. Like you can throw down, I can throw down 1,000 science a minute, like a minute worth of stuff. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work because there's not enough supply. Give energy to fish 30 centimeter sub from Fabway. What kind of knockoff place are you going to, Fabway? The Fabway Sootlong? Build more supply? That's like that means more smelting, more circuits. Now, speaking of more supply, wrong one. I need this one. We need this thing. Right, nuclear. Because nuclear stuff, get rid of that crap. I like how mid-game base for me is nuclear. I would say like 4 of them. 20? 30? I don't know. 30 that many. I don't like doing huge oversupply. These things are pretty heavy resource sinks. And that one too. Heat pipe. I mean, heat pipes are easy. Not that I need many. Everything? Yeah, that's everything. Alright, I'll move that one over there. I'll move that over to Centrifuge Mark III. Not that it can actually make it. There we go. Train queue changes to vanilla. A nice. It is a very nice addition. It's a real game changer. Oh look, that power's still tickling over. I'm still just going to ignore it. Dear. Because that's what I do. Away 3. Breaking force 3. 4. What do you need? Need 5, that's why. Okay. Got a few more robobots. I don't like the density of those bots. I mean, this is not going to help the power situation at all. In fact, it's probably going to make it much worse. Like that. Oh, look at that. It's kicked down some water. And yeah. Oh. Fuel. That's because it is. I mean, we're kind of in a root loop state at the minute, though. That's mildly inconvenient. Fortunately, as it works out, I believe these are actually less power intensive, unless it's been changed. So max 434. And then this thing with the craft speed of... not that one. That one with the craft speed of 4. 4 times the crafting speed. And it's only 100 kilowatts more. Because reasons. I did say I was going to redo these eventually anyway. I'll at least help it along. Hey, power came good again. And now it's got some light oil. Let's say we're unmanageable. Unmanageable? Hang on. I gotta rewind to try and retrace the conversation there. Not quite satisfied on water. Here I could probably do some more. Not gonna help. One of us. Do we get unmanageable? Yeah. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. In theory, Factorio Extended. Having said that, I think that is actually an improvement over what it used to be, because it used to be generally less power expensive for the higher tier machines. Oh yeah, just a flat 4 times linear increase would be silly. Also a chance that I might actually suck it down. It's a good thing I boosted the the thingy stuff and the junk. I boosted the manually. Kill yourself with grenades to hear the sound. I completely lost my train of thought there. Oh well, it can't have been that important. That's why I left. It escaped my head. Oh, we're actually short on titanium. Well, I know how to fix that. Conveniently. Whether it actually helps remains to be seen. But we could try. Helping. Yeah. It needs like a real late game source. A real high power late game source. K2 was okay-ish at it, but it, at the same time, wasn't the best. Huh. Sneaky. I thought I told her to upgrade. Did I accidentally cancel? I must have accidentally cancelled that. Only way. Alright, that looks alright. Intents purposes. My CPU pump is sounding a little angry. Hang on. No, it's just a distant something or other I can hear. I was like, my fan pump sounding really weird. My CPU pump is sounding really weird, and it's actually something else. Yellow belt and splitters. I'll just throw the thing over the whole lot again. I must have accidentally cancelled it. Now am I looking for? Copper. I could probably just throw a Mark II miner on it and be done with it. If such a thing exists in the network. Probably not yet. Now where? Oh yeah, there's a little tickle over there. Doesn't much matter, but I'll do it anyway. That one, it's a yellow belt of supply here, so it's not going to change much. I suppose for those incomers, it is an issue, but for the majority of it, doesn't change much. Oh, good. All 10 are fully backed, fully stonked. Now we're looking 361 just like that. Not 100% sure if I'd actually be sending it around. Technically, it doesn't need to loop it back around constantly. Be a nice mod idea. Recipe could just be all the things you need anyway. Fully integrated now. Nuclear power plant, do it for you like. Feed uranium and water, get power. But no turbines, no water. Fun to see many splitters. Well, the no splitter base is the no splitter mega base, not the no splitter start. I never said anything about a no splitter starter base. I said no splitter mega base. You some fuel cells. You make me some fuel cells slightly higher range. So need some dull rocks. Yeah, splitters are problematic for UPS. Yeah, when you have thousands. Hey, Norman, how you doing? Been a while, new mega base? Yeah, we're working on a new mega base. This one is designed to take on the ideas of the previous base, which was a no splitter mega base, and take it even further. Go. Output priority. And then it regurgitates all the leftovers. I always have to think way too hard to do these. Going to be a 12k base? Yeah, plus a little bit extra on top. Plus a little bit extra, or maybe another 24k. Put it this way, I need over 1,000 Mark III labs. Yeah, like the UPS discussion out of control overall. Lots of people at no nuclear splitters, other UPS saving techniques constantly on Reddit. Yeah, most people will never need to worry about it. There's a few big ones. A lot of the thing is that, well, there's a few things at play here. The first problem is that everyone on Reddit, or Reddit as a whole, it's like it's this competition of people clawing their way to the top, talking about this stuff to try and sound clever because they want self vindic not vindication. Yeah, it's 36,000 science megabase. You know, they're all clawing internet points. Yeah, there's a word for it, but I can't think of it. Satisfying vanity, that sort of thing. You know, uh, cloud, EPeen, self verification would probably be the closest. I know there's a specific word for it. Dick points. Dick points is also good. EPeen points, internet points, or internet points is peen points anyway. But yeah, it's just they're always talking about it because they want to sound clever. Riddle coming in with that follow. And yeah, clamoring to attention. There is a few things you can like. There's a few things you can do with. We talked about this yesterday. We'd actually talk about it pretty much every day. Where um, there's a few things you can do to save UPS. Like for those who are around for the sim map and the which was the 1,000 science a minute using the 15 version 15 science sim mod. We made this was a game. For those that don't know, this was a game that we made in version 14. Um, and we were given a preview of what the infinite sciences looked like. And so a mod was made. Well, actually, several mods were made. Ours was first, which simulated the infinite science. I think it simulated up to like mining productivity 200, and it changed the recipes, added the extended recipes like the yellow science, which wasn't in the game at the time. And yeah, there was a lot of UPS savings that we had to be made there because that game ran at 30 UPS at one point. Um, just a lot of like, there's a lot of basic things you can do, but beyond that, it falls into the. I'm trying to. This whole my whole rambling is a bit unstructured, but the point I'm trying to make is that like there's a few things you can do that'll save losing frames or losing UPS, which in turn loses frames. But then the majority, you're right, the majority of what people talk about is that last 20%, which turns the game into from fun into this clinical handle cranking. And yeah, it kills the game once you go to that after that initial 80%. I just really want coffee. Button pushing monkey. Yeah, the 20%. That's the whole concept, the 80-20 thing. And as I was saying, we're talking about. It sort of touched on it again with. Is nice drop out of lemon engine is difficult. It is. It always is. It's always. It's a whole. As I say, it's a whole concept. The whole 80-20 thing is that as you approach the last little bit, it gets exponentially more difficult to squeeze the last little bit out. Yeah. Just to progress this a little bit, I was just going to be lazy. I was planning on building it, but I was just gonna just do that instead. Let's say like what I'm doing with this base is uh definitely over that over the 80%, but it's still interesting. And it depends on your hardware. I mean, that was also my solution was to buy an 8700K and overclock it. And now, um, on Will's game when they lag out at on their base, I join in and I'm like, oh, what are you talking about? My game update's only at 9. Trying to criticize anyone, but it's just weird, the obsession with stuff like that, where it doesn't matter if you can... Yeah, I get what you mean. Um, as I say, beyond the basic things like not having pipe spam, or minimizing pipe spam, yeah, you don't need to. Like, see, because this is 36,000, I gotta use every trick in the book that I care to use. But yeah, you're right. Doing 1,000 signs a minute, just do whatever. I mean, the game's so optimized now, 1,000 signs a minute can easily be done with the worst and dirtiest of builds. Also, we did actually prove that nuclear wasn't as significant of a burden as it used to be. Oh yeah, if you're running a 2600 i7 2600, you're probably going to have a bad time. Or similarly, well, like if you're running a 5-year-old system, you probably should think about upgrading. All right, we made some cans, like you has. Didn't you got yours cheap though? Or 1K expensive. Ryzen 2600 is still pretty good. It's still fairly recent. As I say, mine's i7 8700K, and it's still pretty strong. It's mine's like mine because Factorio was a very single-threaded performance um, game. The i7 that I have really works well with it. But if I can maintain the UPS in games where people are lagging out, like people with Ryzen 5s and Ryzen 7s and 9s, the 3650X, isn't it? 3600, 3650X? Ryzen 5? Like they're doing 16 millisecond game update and I'm doing 9. Because the single core on this thing is just stupid. But at the same time, I open up Cyberpunk and the CPU sits at 60%. The thing and running at it's running at 70 degrees and 60% minimum. Like it's just having a bad time. Well, faster memory does help too, but you don't want to build a PC just for Factorio. That's a terrible value proposition. Like you're going to end up with something that can play one game really well, and everything else you're just going to have a bad time. So you might as well just get a get one of the new Ryzen 5s or something, and just do whatever fits. Now moving back on target, do some nuclear. 700 XT, SATA 7580 said Cyberpunk, and the 2080 Ti pinned. Damn. I mean, and for me, an 8700K sitting at 60-70% and the 1070 being pegged. Just imagine if I had a 2000 series as well. This thing from the chair is digging into me, to my back. Steven, is a splitter UPS hit? There's a lot of things you can do to avoid them. So, not over like probably the biggest thing is that you don't need to throw down a lot of balances. Looks amazing for hey, look at media. Yeah, I'm running at 1440 as well, but I'm running at like 60% resolution scaling. Yeah, single splitter isn't. It's the problem is once you stack them up. And the quickest way to stack them up is to have tons and tons of balances. GPU supposed to be pinned. I mean, that's basically how my 1070 has lived its life, has been running at 100%. Fiddling with the code, there we go, 80 FPS in the city. Oh, you know the memory fix doesn't do anything. That alleged memory fix. They actually released a patch which deleted the file. the files which people were tinkering with. But yeah, and same with that hex edit. That doesn't do anything either. It's always concerning when you see those things. It's like, here, hex edit this file and it makes your frames go faster. How does it work? It makes your game go faster. What is it actually doing to the game? It makes your game go faster. Oh, the hex edit affected... it did actually help with the Ryzen 3s, I believe. But yeah, the memory thing, it never did anything. Even CD Projekt Red came out and said, any gain that you experienced is entirely placebo. Versus someone releases a patch which says apply hex file. It's basically what I'm describing is basically every forum, every Reddit post, or the majority of Reddit posts that ever come up as, hi, I have a thing that fixes this. What does it do? It fixes it. How does it work? How do you quantify this fix? I think I just hit the mute button. How do you quantify this fix? It fixes it. That's why I don't do forums and all that anymore. Just so terrible. It just works. Yeah, Reddit is always wrong. It comes back to that whole thing where it's just a crab bucket of people looking for self-verification. So they'll just keep regurgitating the same things over and over again. Yay. Probably want to pull out the thingies too. Visit Reddit more. Need more there. If I visit Reddit more, admittedly, people would have more. If I actually had more of a presence on Reddit, I admittedly would have more of a mind presence in the Factorio subreddit. So I'm outside of there's only like two people that do the streams and the videos that really have any mind presence. It's like Neelis and KOS. Gotta keep making content for Factorio. Yeah, Boston Marathon Bomber. Oh yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, we found the guy. Just found some random dude. That sums up Reddit pretty well. I should actually do some videos, shouldn't I? Right, let's start warming those up. Somehow, at some point, I managed to flip these. And then maybe I'll have some mind presence. And not just spam the Reddit with, hi, I made a new video, like JD does. I think he's perma shadow banned now. At this point. Sting? Oh, it's off by a tile. That's why. That'll do it. Exclude Reddit pages from Google results. I mean, sometimes you do get people... it's one of those 1,000 monkeys at the 1,000 typewriters situations in saying that. Before I should preface this by saying, 1,000 monkeys at 1,000 typewriters. Eventually you're going to come across someone who actually has a brain and is not just regurgitating. Depends on the size of your sub. What's the big strokes ideas for this new base? Did I say hey Hekios? If I didn't, hi Hekios. Doing. The idea is more or less the same as the previous base, but we're going to do it with Factorio Extended. By the way, mirroring F and G, if you didn't know about it. New, as it's a new feature of 1.1. That's how I was able to flip that. How has that affected it? What are you at? 800 degrees. Oh. 700, 400. Cool story. Although, arguably, it's not that cool. it's actually quite hot. Yeah, F and G. It's part of base game. It finally made it. Finally made it into the game. It won't mirror the things that normally stopped mirroring being in the game in the first place. It's funny because I remember Seeding saying that they wouldn't put it in the game because of that issue. Depends on the size of the sub. Where is a place you go to see stupidity and have a good life? It's pretty good at that. Yeah, as I say, Reddit. It depends on the community and how it's managed. I find. As I say, I've come across Reddits which subreddits which are actually pretty good. Like the people are very knowledgeable. 5, 6. I'm gonna need 8. Don't want any more junk too. Hey, K. And Wiki coming in eventually. Now, my problem is I don't have the mind as I was saying, it's the term I'm using, the mind presence. It's the when someone says, "Hey, I want to watch someone," they're going to say Neil as a KOS. They're not going to say me. No one's going to say me. At this point, I don't think anyone will say Colonel Will at this point too. I think he's lost a lot of that presence. You would? Thank you. The sort of thing I'm referring to is if you were to take a random sample. There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. Commodities like power washing porn is absolute savage. Anyone who doesn't wear boots when cleaning. I had to think about that for a minute and then I got it. I had to think about that for a minute. Yeah, I can see why. Power washers are no joke. You don't want to deglove your feet. That would be very uncomfortable. These deconstructible? Yes, they were. Take a few away. They're just inconvenienced. I mean, I'll keep the main thing, but I'll get rid of the rest. Good old degloving. Yeah, the old deglove. It's fine. Oop, we're out of pipe. More? Yes. Yes, we are. I just ghost a bunch. It's like the old Ick twist, only it's your feet losing skin. Right, how are we doing on power now? Look at that. Tons of power. More power than we're ever gonna know what to do with in about 10 minutes. For anyone who's wondering, what I built here is a basic 480 megawatt build. It's super simple. It's just a block of 4 reactors, 48 heat exchangers total, and you just do a 1 to 2. Then you don't need to think about ratio. Like, it's not ratio, but it's but it's close enough, and it just gets the job done. You don't need to worry about complicated blueprints, and you can always call it from memory because it's 4 and 48, or 12 heat exchangers per reactor in a block of 4. The problem is yeah, oh yeah, I was waiting for pipe to come in. There we go. I was just waiting for the pipe. Should be all connected now. 500, 100, 500, 100. Out of range, isn't it? Yeah, it's out of range. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I think I need centrifuges for these. I always forget which one I want. But yeah, 4 reactors, 48 heat exchangers, and then a 1 to 2, and it's done. And it just works. Like, it's not complicated. It's not a complicated nuclear build. 480. It's easy to feed water into it. It's not a lot of. It's fairly cheap and compact. Cheap being a relative term, and just two pumps going into a T intersection there. It has to have the T intersection there, otherwise the water won't flow through. The water doesn't properly flow through. Yeah, that's one to make a note of. It's one to keep in memory. And you can just keep spamming, copy and pasting these too if you need more. Standing in the way. Empty the fuel. Please. That's right, you give that back. We're going to donate that there. And hopefully... I don't really need productivity modules on that. I don't think it's necessary. How those productivity modules could be better used on there. Can actually be productivityed. I thought that was a... Oh no, it's an intermediate, so yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Two more. Am I going to hang around for one for fulfill the last one? No, I'm not. How's the plastic look now? Be decent. Petroleum look. Backed up on heavy. Has light. Light's drained. Let's get the rest of these replaced. Think of Oryx setup? Yeah, I don't remember where I got that one from originally. It's not my own one, but it's the simplest and most effective that I've ever seen. Like, it doesn't have any... it doesn't have weird combinator crap going on. It doesn't have anything... It's not impossible to... Some impossible spaghetti bolognese to build. You haven't played since Priority Splitters? Damn, that's a while. Yeah, it's... Look at that glow. Yeah, Priority Splitters here make it really easy, and you pair them off. You actually don't even need to pair them off. You could split them off individually, and then as each one builds up and maximizes its inputs, it spills over to the next one. So you just have one priority splitter per centrifuge. In this case, I got pairs. Pairs is fine. Yeah, just does its thing. 0.7k. Really kicking off now. It's an exponential growth thing. The Kovarex. The more you have, the more you get. The more you do, the more you get. Of words. What am I going to use all that uranium for? I have no idea. I just like having shiny rocks. How are we doing now? Oh, heavy oil's gone. Light oil's gone. Petroleum gas is present. Um, Oil itself also gone. Figures. I mean, I'm drawing 4 times as much now. Oh yeah, if I need to deconstruct something with nukes, basically that's with uranium. There's a thought. Use uranium as lighting. Uranium on belts as lighting. Eurocentrifuge 3. Do I have those yet? No. Do I? I think I do. See them? I didn't see the research icon. Oh, there it is. There it is. Six, Pokeball 7. The Flame Turret Mark II? I have no idea how the Flame Turret Mark II works. Is there a Pump Jack Mark III? I'm surprised there isn't a Pump Jack Mark II yet. Mark III yet. Does this make everything more dynamically choose what to assemble based on demand, or is there just one assembler for things? It doesn't reassign the recipes. All it does is it compares. It's actually pretty dumb when it comes down to it. What it does is it compares this list here with what's in the network, and then it crafts the difference. Pretty much the only thing really separating it out from just having a bunch of machines that are constantly holding a fixed amount is it doesn't hold on to the surplus resources. So there's a saving there. Beyond that, it's really... admittedly, that helps with early game. Early to mid game. Late game is not as much of a problem. Like, I mean, this is holding... You can't do anything about this. It's holding on to 50 speed 2s, which at this point of the game for me is still fairly expensive. If this was just a dumb system, this would be holding on to like 400 blue circuits at least, and you wouldn't want that. And it's made like 2, and then that's plenty. 2, yeah. See, it's made 2. Yeah, because it's changing the requested chest. It also has this active provided chest here, so when it turns off, it returns everything that's in there. It stops inserting here, and then returns it to the active provided chest. For a brand on factory buildings, much more expensive. Yeah, for that sort of thing, that's the sort of thing where it really helps. So yes, everything that's in, so like 500, 500, when this thing finishes, it'll just throw them back in the network. Speed those up, not that they're getting enough. What's it missing? Blue circuits. Don't know that I'll be able to show it off happening. Yeah, it has a combinator here which tells it how much of each thing it needs. There it goes. See, it's actually returning the circuits to the network. Again, for this stage, returning the circuits is a big deal because you really want them. There it goes. Just turned off. See, it's now emptying the chest of all the stuff that's in there. It's kind of silly, really, because in a way, because it's one of the limitations of this is see how it kicked on again and then switch back over to not emptying. So there's a bit of inefficiency there, but it's the price you pay. Like 80-20. This thing is meant to be the minimum, more or less the minimum viable product of this, so like of the design goals. Of the design goals of not holding on to stuff. The trouble is that to fix that, you need to preemptively decide what to hold on to. Like you'd have a countdown, so the thing shuts down, and then you wait like 30 seconds before emptying it or something. That way it doesn't cycle constantly. But that's complexity. That's a lot of complexity. Yeah, when the bot picks something up, also things in active provider chest do behave a bit odd at times. Oh, I got my mining drill 2s. Ready for the next adventure. So my solution to the copper situation down here is to throw mining drill 2s at the problem. Like so. Probably isn't going to help much. Well, it'll help somewhat. It won't help in the sense that it's just going to obliterate this patch considerably quicker. Which in itself isn't a bad thing. The sooner I get rid of this starting patches, the better. Yeah, see that belt's compressed now. I might take that to 200. Every little bit helps. Yeah, dealing with stuff coming and going from the network, it's a pain. At the end of the day, what's there does generally work. Gets the job done. That's all it needs to be. Not that smart, so I would just put yellow inserters to empty everything out the chest slower. I did consider that, but I did want to minimize. At the time, inserter usage was a very big deal, and I wanted to minimize inserter usage. But I did consider it. There we go, I fixed it. Fixed it. Override. Yeah, you can override the stack size now. The problem is for that thing like 500 of each circuit, that's 1,000 items that have to be done. Moved one at a time. It's 1,000 swings. So it introduces like it's just yeah you could either on one hand just empty the chest with a stack inserter, or you could have a slower inserter or a stack size of 1 and have it just slowly over time. It's you weigh it up and it's like it's either or. It's the same. How much extra effort would it be just to enable signal at 1.2 times the disable signal? You could incorporate that into the controller, I'm pretty sure. There have been a few efforts to make a third control signal as well. I did consider it too, and I was like, same thing. It's like, could do that, or I could just stick with minimum viable product. And I ended up just sticking to minimum viable product. Get rid of that, please, and thank you. I filled in the gap again because the binder's got the larger range. Doesn't matter as much. With the inserters or the bots, end result is probably about the same. Basically, I like as best as is. The MVP portion is spot on. Yeah, that was the conclusion that I came to. Was just well, that's how I left it. So that was the conclusion I came to. Was that was the best option. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of spilling backwards and forwards, but overall, because it's meant to make things like modules are weird. I should say modules are weird, and this thing doesn't lend itself to producing modules. Anything with a long craft time gets weird. Yeah, things like this module here is these here are what the thing is designed to do, and it does it really well. Everything else here does it really well. So once you get into modules, the things get weird. And so, yeah. Yeah. Let's get a bit more robo portage. Oh, they were bringing me mining drills and then they went away again. Alrighty. I think the next step is to really pump up the red circuits. which are trying to, as best as it can, get to 1800, a red belt. Wouldn't do modules inside to make everything. I set up a dedicated build. Yeah. Anything, I think I worked out anything above about 6 or 8 second craft time is really the limit for what it can reasonably handle. When I was doing some the experimentation early on, what I found was that the longer the craft time, the higher the overbuild and the more flippity floppity the entire system is. So anything which has like a half-second craft time, it generally overbuilds by like 1 or 2 splitters, and it actually is notorious for overbuilding on splitters because they have like a 2 or 3 second craft time. I don't actually recall off the top of my head. 2 second craft time. It tends to overbuild on splitters. Similar story with assembly machines. If I pull up assembly machines, that's actually not too bad. But yeah, there's 7 assembly machine 1s and 4 assembly machine 2s just floating around in the network to make assembly machine 3s. Splitters, see there's 7 yellows just floating around. Belt on the other hand, belt's a bit of a weird one because I'm constantly upgrading, but there's a little bit of overbuild. No, not furnace. It's another thing it makes with an intermediate. Apart from assembly machines is one definitely worth keeping tabs on. It will, if it can't get enough modules to make the assembly machine 3s, it will overproduce like crazy on assembly machine 2s and 1s. It's better than what it used to be. You used to end up with like 20 or 30 extra assembly machine 2s just to make 50 assembly machine 3s. It used to be really bad. That was how I came up with the clamping at about 100. So it clamps every request to 100. And that's pretty much, that solved a lot of the issues. There's a few other things, like there's some modules which have a divide by 2, 3, and 4 on their inputs. On paper, those helped a lot. In practice, they didn't really do a lot of anything. Right, let's go for another adventure. In fact, let's add the mining drills to the upgrade planner. Why is that one blue? Interesting. Very interesting, that. Graphic is wrong. It went from off to back to on. Well, this will solve the copper supply problem for now. Stage ME blueprint, and you, which is better. That over requests. Oh yeah, I never got around to that. That was when I was super busy with work. Really forgot about that. And yeah, works. Right. I probably should cut some belts before getting too carried away. Because these are probably inherit some stone. Nope. These will definitely start mining coal again, though. Those will pick up stone. There's more slow belt. There's somewhere, there it is. I really want this patch gone. Both of them, really. The whole lot of starter stuff. Then I can start bringing trains in. Okay. I keep those as is. Cool. What are we going to do next? I mean, I could fix the... circuits. Get them going the way they should be. Among other things. Maximize the circuit production. We've got the modules going. I mean, same time, everything's sort of going the way it should. Hesitating. Plastic needed more coal. Oh yeah, I think we fixed that. No, we didn't. Although it seems to be going all right now. It was lacking in petroleum gas. Oh. Pipe's still there. That's why you're not seeing stuff happen. Stuttering anyway. I think fixing circuits is next. And I would like to expand the track as well. I'm going to have to shift that down to there. Probably lift that one up. Screw it. Alright. I'll do it to the other one because there's a bit more room. What style am I going for? Same as the AK base. Only with Factorio extended. That's why I think I can get away with such a doing brickwork. Yeah, sort of. It's distributed bricks. So there'll be a big science block. There'll be a bunch of intermediate blocks. I guess there'll be semi-detached rail base. That's going to end badly if I'm not careful. And very badly if I'm not careful. Also throw the faster assembly machines at these as well. Probably wouldn't hurt to start making the higher tier machines. What I'm interested to see is the belt's backed up. Yeah, what I'm interested to see is this belt running constantly. That max the drain. Fact. Oh, buy plastic. The best way to compensate for it is to have the storage nearby. Sure. Just make like 50 of them. Might as well. Oh, did I put all those down already? Yeah, I did. I don't need to do them again. Did I? I can remember doing it at one point previously. Maybe I removed them. Don't actually recall. I'll move it down there, just so it's out of the way. Must be all our production stuff. That's like power, and that's transport. Fact. Won't make any. That's how I'll set it. There. Now I gotta do the rest of the belts. I'll have to probably move that. I'm not gonna do it now though. There we go. What was next? Go room. Need. Mojo Go Brewer. Something like that. Hey, it's a super chip. It's super chip. How you doing? How's my coffee? How you doing? Get that to assembly machine twos. I did. Dear. I looked at the blue and I was like, yep, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. You good? I'm doing pretty well myself. Appropriate use of hink is appropriate. Dear. Uh, Processing units. No doubt. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I need a whole bunch of processing units to make these go. What do they need? They need tier 2 modules and assembly machine 4s, which is speed module, more speed modules and filters. Lots of these, which is lots of things I don't have. Need lots of things I don't have. In that case, Dawn. There. I'll at least squeeze a little bit more out of it. I might as well. Oh, that had actually had 2 upgrade settings on it. I'll do a handful. Beacon blue circuits? It's not getting enough green. Is the trouble. Get more modules in it as well. Yeah, I could beacon it. It's still... I mean, 0 times 0 is still 0, though. Completely Next. See? That shimmering from the scan lines is only kind of annoying. Yeah, they're both running. I think I might just leave it go. I know what that means. Go on a bit of an adventure. Is that not a factor 1440? Probably from the downscaling, yeah. I don't think it shows up on the native resolution. I mean, admittedly saying that, it actually shimmers on my screen. So you probably always see it in that case. Improvement, but... Interesting. Stone into network. The funny thing is, the retro, like, back in the day, the games didn't really have scan lines on them. It's kind of this modern take, where it came, it sort of became a thing. A terrible place to put it. Stole broken TVs. I don't remember any. Maybe it was more of an NTSC thing, because I don't remember. Oh, and also TVs from the mid 2000s, because you didn't TVs. You don't see scan lines normally. Commodore monitor look like that? Shouldn't have, because Commodore. Um, Commodore 64s, they there's no never. It might be as I say, it might be a more of a thing with NTSC, because C64s, it's one the interlacing is one full frame, and then the second set of fields is black. So it's one screen, one black, one screen, one black. If you play that back on a progressive, you'll get the scan line effect on a progressive display. But a Commodore monitor shouldn't do that, because a Commodore should know how to do it. When you record them, I know, like when you digitize it, you get it. But like when you're entirely in the analog domain, you shouldn't see it at all, ever, because that's how they. Unless you throw it into progressive scan, but progressive scan was kind of an oddity. One frame offset. Yeah, they intermesh with each other, but you're not supposed to. On interlace, you're not supposed to see both at the same time. You're supposed to see one, then the other, then, and you're also not supposed to see it like that. You're supposed to see it like that, and then that. Yeah, we sit way further away from way closer to way bigger TVs. Yeah, it makes sense if you think about it like an iconoscope camera or a Vidicon camera to a picture tube. It actually makes sense. The camera scans like that, and then at the same time, it goes across there. It goes across the electron beam scans the tube, the camera pickup tube, across like that. At the same time, it's encoding it and sending it to the TV like that. So you get the two. If I was to do the two vertically, it would do like that, and then down, and then that. And then the end result is the camera scans like that, and then the TV presents it like that, and then the camera drops down to the next set, and then the picture tube drops down like that. Sky to straight vertical lines. The problem is when you get into digital, because digital is sort of not really supposed to be interlaced. Ye olde tech. The thing is, though, that for the 25 or 30 frames a second of PAL and NTSC, it's not actually 25 and 30 frames, it's actually 50 or 60 frames because the signal is periodic to 25 or 30 hertz, but within that signal is two complete frames. And that's what I mean. You're supposed to see the interlace. You're supposed to separate them out back into the two original frames and do one after the other. Big Wolf Chris with that raiding party. Hello. I've ranted about this like a million times. Yeah, TV isn't supposed to be like if you're seeing interlacing, you're doing it wrong. Hey, Big Wolf, how you doing? What did they broadcast? The problem is that most people, they just see the big number, the 1080, and then they're like, "Oh, that's how it works. I want it this way." Welcome in, Big Wolf. Fighters won yet? Not yet. But we got the shiny rocks ready to wage war with biters. The biters that are totally existent on this map. How you doing? You seen any yet? We seen none. Seen none. You're missing assembly machine 4. Assembly machine 4 is missing speed module. It is requesting speed 1s. Speed 1s, where are you going? Speed 2s. Okay. You good? Excellent. How'd your stream go? What were you working on? You up to? Kerbal Space Program. Hey, nice. Yeah. Oop, wrong one. I just need to quickly grab... That's a combined one. There should be a separate one. Surely. Nope. Just want to fly the shortest distance. There we go. There's another one. These ones? Yeah, it's ones. Got turned into orbit for all of the moon. Unmanned probe to Minmus. Pretty nice. Pretty good. My main chat stopped working again. Do I have 2,000? I have 2,000. So we can now go on an adventure. Hey, there it goes. It's just a little delay. It's like 10-second delay on that one. So first thing I'm going to need to do is modify this. Get rid of that. Why is it 1080? Is it even an option? Eh. There's not enough bitrate to even support 1080 on Twitch. 6 megabit is not enough for 1080. The other reason 1080i existed is because there wasn't enough processing power for full frame 1080 at the time. It's looking a little short right now. Yeah, it's a little stubby, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, 810. Yeah, that's why I dropped to 900 in the end. Use the broadcast. I can't handle not doing 60, so I have to do 60 or 59.9. Like, I'd prefer a lower resolution at a high frame rate, so that's why I do 900. It's the bitrate's really squeezing it, but I can't push the upload too hard. Originally I did actually push it hard, but then I used like 2 terabytes in a month, and I was like, well, I might slow it down a little bit. $720, 60. The funny thing too is that everyone's you have to say P60 even though it's physically impossible for it to not be P. Yeah, if you integer scale, so you get. I've always found I got weird artifacting with integer scaling. I used to do a divide by two scale, and it looked really weird, and then I had to ended up always upping it slightly to 720. There is actually a limit. I don't know. I don't remember what the limit is, but there is actually like a limit. There is a data cap. I think my data cap is 2 terabyte. It's a custom assembly machine 5. It is an assembly machine for pollution modules, speed module 2s, and I think it was efficiency module 2 as well. Yeah, speed and efficiency module 2s, pollution filter, and assembly machine 4. In other words, a lot of blue circuits. Which is why it's not really going anywhere in a hurry. Products finished? 0. And the assembly machine 4 is not getting the speed 1s because it needs more speed 1s. Because they're all going into speed 2s. Oh, there is to make the green modules? Yeah. We're streaming 8,000. Problem is that over 50% of people, of viewers, are on mobile. So going at anything more than, much more than 4,000 is 4,000 kilobit is a bad idea. Saying beacons. Oh yeah. Am I out of stuff? Also, why didn't you embark for decon? I actually sort of assumed that it would be able to make the modules. I'm not entirely sure why they're not getting the modules. Might poke it with a stick. It's funny too because that build does lend itself to using modules. Oh, apparently there's water here. Is this a peninsula? I think it is. It looks like it wants to be. Yeah, it is. It's a rain cloud. Because they asked to do a new base series. Yeah, one job. One job. How you doing? How you doing? How you been? It's almost Happy New Year too. Would you believe? It's almost 2021. Yeah. There for now. Gonna go poke the pole that's missing. Like that. There we go. You can see when the radar 2 kicks in. 182 terabytes a month of rookie numbers. Do you know what's funny is I saw someone. There was I saw someone streaming last night who wasn't an affiliate to 2 people, and they had transcoding. The pretty much anyone can get transcoding here. It's funny how kind of Will used to always fight to get transcoding, and here it's just a free for all. It's just anyone gets it. Yeah, that was what I started talking about, was that over 50% of people who view on Twitch are on mobile, and so high bitrate video is actually not good because it... Oh, bye camera, hi camera. Start and stop a couple of times. Yeah, you need a minimum viewage, and what Will would do is he'd start for like 10 minutes, get the viewers up, and then restart, and then he'd trip the transcoding because like the minimum was about 30, 20 to 30. Yes, can you restart streams? Yeah. Yeah, generally you might get lucky. Round robin? No, it's a priority system. It's generally it's well, it's priority for partners. So partners get first pick, and then it's whoever has. It's more or less based on viewers. It's because the more viewers there are, the more there is a need for it. So if someone's streaming to one or two people, if that, there's no reason to give them transcoding. There'd be no point doing a round robin system. As I say, generally restarting does it because like it was kind of will. I remember needed 20. Needed about 20 before it would kick in. Admittedly, that was years ago, so it's a little bit out. Information's a little bit out of date now, and things do change. What was I doing? Don't know that I'm gonna get anything out of this really. 'Cause the thing that I'm seeing is that it's already maxed the production. Check zone. Hi, how you doing? It's almost break time again too. So where are all these modules going? Oh no, they're crafting now. Wondering what's soaking them up. That's probably soaking them up. As you can see, it depends on the region and the load at the time. Here's really Here is really tends to be really quiet, and so there's a lot of excess capacity for transcoding. Uh, no, transcoding in the context of what we're talking about is recoding. Transcoding in general is re-encoding a video in real time, which in effect is what's going on there. So it's taking my source stream and then transcoding it into a different video. It's like encoding, but transcoding is a specific term for real-time re-encoding. Actually, now there's very high chance to get transcodes this midnight. Yeah, very low demand, very high supply. Doing its thing. Anyway, what's cooking with the labs? Ah, you're slow now. What are you short on engines? I might give them a bit of a kick. Should probably really just upgrade the entire base to assembler 3s. There's no real benefit to having the assembler 2s at this point. More module slots, more modules, more faster, all the things. See, ever since I started, I had transcoding. No matter what, that there was always capacity. There's always transcoding available. There's always the capacity available for it. Because apparently, other people, when they were other partners, when they were starting out, more power usage. What's it like living as the 1%? What was I saying? Yeah, I know other people starting out here in Australia um, would miss out on transcoding. So I know it's not a universal thing. It's just in general, it seems pretty easy to get. There we go. The 1.3 thingy. I did always say I could extend that to make it go faster. I feel like this isn't doing the work it should be doing. How are we doing? 1.5 for 11. Is it noon? It's 11:30 a.m. on December 31st. I'm actually trying to decide what to do next. I kind of want to leave the base do its thing, but it's doing about as it's doing its best right now. Oh, look at that, the way it goes. You agree with the December 31st? You're released on December 31st. You may or may not necessarily be at the same exact time, however. That's what I take it as. Let's go further. I actually didn't expect it to go. I mean, it was pretty close with a guess. No calculation or anything, and I prodded it about right. Let's grab some of these. Convenience's sake. We're in European Australia. Oh, way over there. Hang on. I had to think about that for a minute. um, so, kangaroos on mountaintops? As you do, as we do. I could do it the old speedrun way. Ah, you... Stack inserters. Fast stack. It's actually not moving the wire fast enough. Which isn't surprising, really. What I was thinking of was going to do this. Send it into a chest. And then you output like that. There. And then like that there. Were kangaroos in France? They escaped from the zoo many years ago. Like to do wire to chest late game? Yeah. Not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of doing wire or anything other than direct insert. If I wasn't so lazy, I would actually check the production stats so I know how many chests I need. Or how many machines I need per thingy. I could do steel chest too, but eh. Who needs that? Kangaroos escaped. Sneaky buggers. I brokered an output? Oh. Yeah. I can do that for now. Interesting, that was just sitting idle. Oh, it's got the high tier. I was just looking at thinking, why is it running all the time? That shouldn't do that. It has the higher tier modules in it. That's why. uh, faster iron insertion. It's certainly on the struggle bus. I might need to make them the Mark II inserters. Might also be at the limit of what this thing can really do. There. At least make a bunch of them steel chests instead of iron. Otherwise, I think I can hear a negative root having an aneurysm right now over me using iron chests. I like how there's a lot of effort I'm investing a lot of effort into not calculating what I need. But, where's the fun in calculating what you need? It's overrated. Seven, 8, 9-ish? Ish. And how many years? I mean, let's skip that one. Let's do the silo. And tick that off. Get that done. Get that done. Start doing equipment. The end of the equipment. Is everything. Spidertron need. Ah, rocketry. Huh. That's pretty much everything. Oh. That would help. Oh. What's going on there? Oh. It's just draining all the plastic. Do the splitter trick? I could. I could. That's looking really sad. All I can do. Yeah, see, this was more like... Ah, there you go, yeah, iron. I mean, there is a solution for that, and that is to make these, them. Like so. And like so. What's the rescue? Always. That's not right. When in doubt, mod it out. There. I could also use the splitters to push them towards the center. I use priority splitters. A few things available, a few techniques available. But yeah, I'm now really maxing out what the what the copper can do. So that's not much point poking it any further. Instead, what that's telling me is I need to actually build this thing. Somewhere there. Ideally, it'd be with regular inserters, but yeah, whatever works. Alright, let's start making a few things. The base is going to get real sad if I start making the Mark II stack inserters. Yeah, the stack inserters. These things are pretty hungry for the stuff. 20 of them. You don't really need any of the others. Oh, maybe. We might use a few filter stack inserters, Mark IIs. Won't use many. Yeah, because these things... Well, they're actually pretty cheap. Never mind. They only take steel. These take a speed module. The stack oh, that's not it. Well, stack inserter on a blue circuit. Stack insert, not stack inserter, a speed module on a blue circuit. For these, they get real expensive. Unfortunately, it's lost its stack filter inserter. This happens quite often with migrating between versions. All the time. You're a super duper fast inserter. Super duper fast inserters is kind of a relic of version 14. You don't need it. It's a pre-stack inserter thing. Poke the drop bear with a big stick. Sure. Yeah, look at him go. The swing speed. What is it? It's yeah, 15-12 degrees a second. So that's what, five full rotations in a second? Something like that. It's basically trying to do what a stack inserter is doing for a long inserter. There really should be a stack long inserter in Factorio extended. That's really what it wants. As I say, the trouble is that designed around the idea of having... Who's not contributing? It's designed around not having stack inserters. Or designed before the existence of 4.2. I was close. What did I say? 4. Yes, designed around... It was designed... These items were designed before stack inserters were a thing. So that's why there's like Mark IIIs and such, even though there's no reason to use them. Because the stack inserter Mark II just beats them outright. Stack inserter beats everything outright. No matter what. No matter what combination. There is, going back to the topic of UPS, there is a UPS advantage as well with stack inserters. They have a huge leg up in with UPS with better UPS savings. Said 5. Still stupid for. Oh, I said 5. I thought I said 4. Although in my mind I said 4 and 5. Totally believable that in my mind I said 4 to 5. Yeah, it's also reversing direction instantly as well, isn't it? There. There we go. Get a little bit more out of it. Yeah, I'm not surprised this thing's shorter. Second lane coming out the top? Yeah. I think I've actually more or less maxed out um, everything I can do anyway. Oh wait, that one's not doing anything. That would help. It's an under oopsie. Undoopsie? Unsigned oopsie? Pull that back. Curious to see what I think the full module dealio will do. Second one, isn't it? Yeah. Big gappy. Gaps. Not enough copper ore. Am I maxing it out? I mean, yeah, yeah. That's not doing its thing. I might need to split the center one in half. Yeah, because there's less than 8 bells going in, so there's going to be less than 8 bells going out. Worst case scenario, I could just throw another thingy on here just to help redirect it, because this belt isn't doing anything, whereas this belt, yeah, and like double stacking this might help it a little bit. Barbecue stuffed baked potato. Ooh, nice. That's making me hungry. We're also at an hour 47. I need to do another break. I probably should do that. You know what? I'll connect this up and then we'll do the thing and the stuff and the junk. Just frozen though, not as good as homemade, but still tasty. Still works. There. I'll put there. Put there and there. Noises. Ika with the 11-month sub. Thank you very much for that. Show some love and hype and honk in chat for Ika throwing down that 11-month resub. Appreciate that. Show some love and hype. Damn it. I command thee. Also, Ica comes from this place. Ica is a penguin, and he comes from this place. Where, what am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Red's looking healthy. Reds are looking real healthy. Yep, it's a hink now. That's a hink now. Ica, being a penguin, leads what is known as a waddle. And you may be knowing what a waddle is. A waddle is a group of penguins on land. A group of land on penguins is called a waddle. Now, if you happen to see some penguins out in the ocean causing a commotion, because penguins are indeed like to cause a commotion, because that's what penguins do, that is also called a waddle. Now, these facts may or may not be 100% accurate, but bear with me. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. Group of penguins in the ocean. Waddle dee dee. Causing a commotion. Right. I have apparently done even more. There he is. See, what you do is you say the waddle speech wrong, and then you stir a commotion in the ocean, and that is called a raft. A raft of penguins is when you stir a commotion and you make the penguins enraged. If you happen to be flying in the sky, sitting on an aisle seat because someone stole your window seat, therefore making you a heathen, and you happen to see over the shoulder of the person blocking your view of the window, and you happen to see a penguin, that is a miracle. Thank you very much, Ika. Or is it just a sticker of a penguin that someone stuck on the a picture of a penguin on the side of the plane because the window doesn't line up with the seat? I don't know if you've seen that picture. Hang on, let's see if we can find it. There's a picture where it shows the window lines up with the seat, not the uh. So you'll be looking at the wall where the window would be, because brick on the copper lane. Uh-oh. Where? Where is it? Saw a few go by. Oh. You sure it wasn't a miracle flying by? It may have just been a miracle. I should have probably put the prod mods in here, in all honesty. I mean, there is some brick on a copper on the brick line over here. That was caused by an unknown means. Don't know how that happened. Suddenly there was copper. I legitimately don't know where it is. You do that. Not that it really matters. It legitimately doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything. Okay, blues are looking healthy. I could probably throw some undergrounds down on blues and check the ends. I mean, the only end for copper is here. It's the only thing that would be. Oh yeah. How the hell did that even happen? Oh crap! I know how that happened. I know how that happened. Amongst these, there's probably going to be one marked for brick. It's come from here. It's where it would have come from. Yeah, there it is. It does catch stone. So a little bit of stony poos goes down this way. Oh, copper. There. Yeah, that's what that would have been. You're not crazy? Here I was thinking you were crazy, but no, it turned out it's penny derp. Not crazy. Not crazy at all. So that could have pushed through any of these three. So there may be some brick up here. And any of these potentially as well have brick in them. Like this line that doesn't go anywhere. Unfortunately, it doesn't really go to many places. Just feed the bots. It's almost like there's entirely too many circuits in not being used. Yeah, it's probably there somewhere. I need to do something about this. Yeah, inserters are definitely missing power at the end. They certainly are. You see, I'm in a hurry to fix it. Yeah, that'll help that. Max it out. The other thing I said I was going to do was go take a break because it's almost at 2 hours now. That's not right. Can eventually do is just pump up the build to the higher tiers. Short on reds. Actually, how's this looking? That's full. Technically, I'm short on blues right now, I would argue. As long as the greens are flowing as much as they, as long as all the circuits are flowing as much as they can, then I'm happy. Oh, plate's now maxed. All right, so that's its limit. Should be. Just flickering away like crazy. All right, I think now is a good time to go take a quick break for a few minutes, and then we shall continue on.